you can't really trust early reviews of anything at this point because whenever an early review is given out from a corporation like Amazon or Disney or Warner Brothers, they give it to sources that are going to give them positive reviews and are going to go, yeah, Slay Queen, every single time. But from what we've seen of Amazon's Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power, which is a dumb title by itself, but don't get me started on that. It's a bloated show that has a ton of effects and is poorly done on every single level. I mean, we saw the weird skipping, jumping, whatever thing. Gosh. Ugh. But whatever. The early talk on this was actually trying to push this like black dwarf lady who's like barely even a character in the show from what I hear. And everything about this just seems to be going poorly on every level. But there is one review out already which is telling the truth about this. And because this exists at such a big place like the Daily Mail, I really think we're in for one of the biggest train wrecks we've ever seen on TV with the highest budget spent ever. I mean, what was it, 250 million just to get the license for this? Oh gosh, it's going to be ugly, and it's coming out tonight. All right, we'll get to what to expect in just a second. My name is John Delarose. I'm a science fiction and fantasy author, a comic creator. So I'm no Tolkien, of course, but if you like his vibe, you probably will like mine. I've got like a classic vibe to everything I do. And this is Overmind. This is my 66-page graphic novel. It's for pre-order right now. There's a novel, too, featuring the character, which I'm actually writing right now. I'm about 90% done with it. And hopefully I'm going to wrap that first draft off this week and get that to my editor. And then this is it, The Immortal Edge. So it actually ties into it right here. So whether you like to read books, whether you like to read comics, I've got a little something for everybody, and I'm hoping you'll check out both because I love playing in both mediums. You get to do different things with the storytelling, and that makes me happy as an artist. So if you like my commentary, if you like my channel, want to support things, definitely go to the link in the description below and check it out. I appreciate everybody who's made this a huge success so far. We keep growing, and I love it. It's fantastic. People do want alternatives to things like Amazon, and it's showing. All right. Here it is. Here's the review. Christopher Stevens reviews The Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power. No turkey, however bloated and stupid, could ever be big enough to convey the mesmerizing awfulness of Amazon's billion-dollar Tolkien epic. Holy crap. Here's the bullet points. The budget for the project was a massive future gambling $1 billion. $1 billion. It cost Amazon $250 million alone just to secure the rights to the prequel. Aside from Sir Lenny Henry, the only well-known star cast is Peter Mullen. How do you have a billion-dollar production without any names in the cast? That's crazy. Steven says the script is cliche-laden, acting is dire, and the pace is laden. Oof, painful. I expect kind of a bad pace from a Lord of the Rings adaptation, of course. Those books are pretty slow by themselves, but when you get into it, it just like doesn't translate well. Peter Jackson did very well with the original movie trilogy to do it, but you saw how he just like converted The Hobbit into just a train wreck of pacing on the second sort of attempt at that. But this is looking like it's going to be even worse. Look at this 1-star rating. You don't get much that low because, something with this huge of a budget, with this crazy of special effects, you'd think it'd be enough eye candy to like make up for all the problems with the show. But I don't see that coming here, guys. As of this recording, this show's about to release in like 7 or 8 hours. And we're expecting this to just like almost sink Amazon. This is the type of show that with this kind of funding behind it could lead to cuts, could lead to productions just like crumbling. It is really something that's a domino effect. We've been seeing what David Zaslav's doing with Warner Brothers. I mean, they're even to the point where they're scrapping full movies, scrapping shows that are in development, because what's happened is all of these little streaming services have hired way too many people who have way too little experience in actually making good productions, and they're putting them up because all content just gets them extra revenue. That's what it's been for the last few years. So it's been a big bloated mess that's just waiting for some like domino to like implode it all. And I think we're seeing it on every level. We're seeing She-Hulk failing terribly for Disney Plus. Everybody's saying that show's horrible. I don't think anybody's really watching it at this point. I tried to watch the first episode, couldn't get through it. We have, of course, Warner Brothers doing their big cuts and layoffs. That's coming soon to Disney too, I'm sure. And now we have Amazon with this. So with $1 billion investment, their sort of failure on this with this report of cliche-laden script dire acting, and leaden pace. Sheer inconsistency and confusion as it lurches between styles. Where do we start? Sounds like they didn't know what they were doing with this. It seems pretty easy to do a Lord of the Rings fantasy epic, you'd think, but you just need some good sword battles, some good conflict. You need a strong male lead, and they couldn't do it. Oh well. But I will attempt to watch this anyway tonight for you, my friends. And we'll see what happens with this. But right now, looking real bad for Amazon out the gate. You don't usually see this stuff in pre-release reviews. This is ugly. All right. Leave a comment down below. What do you think is going to happen with this show? Is it going to be the worst thing ever? It's going to be somewhere in between. It's going to be great. I'd love to hear from you. Hit the like and subscribe button, and we'll be back soon.